What's going on, everybody? I'm just gonna take a little time to do a Mason take video style here. I'm gonna do my what have we learned in week 4 tomorrow, but something's really just been agitating me after watching the Bears Cowboys game, and it wasn't the refs, it wasn't the announcing, but it's really just the overall like coddling of a certain quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys. I think you know him as Tony Romo. Yes. I'm gonna go into discussion here about his magnificently terrible performance of 5 interceptions against the Chicago Bears, where the Bears just basically manhandled Dallas in Dallas. It's the second year in a row that an NFC North team has gone into Cowboys Stadium and have pretty much embarrassed the Cowboys in their own home. So without further ado, rant time, Mason take style, and this is the coddling of Tony Romo. Now, last night in this game, Tony Romo accounted for 5 interceptions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 interceptions. Now, I'm not a Cowboys fan, ladies and gentlemen, and I think if you know me, you know that. So, I'm going to say this. There's going to be some bias in it. I'm not even going to lie. It's going to be unfiltered. This is just how I feel, but this is just me being a football fan and what I've observed. 5 interceptions, which Cowboys had 5 turnovers, and those were those 5 interceptions. What I'm really getting sick and tired of hearing about, or just hearing in general, is how it's not Romo's fault and how his players and his teammates aren't stepping up. They're not doing their job, and how basically he's not to blame for all these mistakes. Now, over the years, many a Dallas Cowboy hater have lambasted, clowned, roasted Romo, whatever you want to call it, just basically saying how he is a turnover machine and how the Cowboys choked because of Romo. Now, last season I defended Tony Romo. I said off the bat that last season's collapse, one of their many that they always seem to have near the end of the season, was not on Romo. He actually played very well at the end of that season. It was the defense that crapped all over the Cowboys season. But what I watched last night with those 5 interceptions, think about it. 1 interception, 2 interceptions, 3 interceptions, 4 interceptions, 5 interceptions, because he spits hot fire. I'm really just going to go on record and saying that of the 5 interceptions that he accounted for, 3 were his fault. Now, NFL analysts like, Trent Dilfer and, well, he just stands out the most because he was just talking about how the players weren't doing their job to give Romo the opportunity to be put in a position to win the game. 2 of those interceptions, yeah, I totally agree that this wasn't his fault. Let's go ahead and analyze. Let's look at these interceptions here. Interception number 1. You look at Romo. Romo sees that there's a blitz coming. He looks at Dez. Dez looks at him. So Romo is thinking that Dez knows exactly what's going on. So you're thinking, Romo's thinking, hey, Dez, blitz coming. I may have to get rid of this ball really quick. I need you to go ahead and break your route off. And Dez, a.k.a. Beavis, who I like to call Beavis, if you read my article or, read my piece that I did earlier this summer, or before the season started, rather, where I chronicled Oklahoma State's 2 talented dumbass receivers, Dez Bryant and Justin Blackmon. And Dez is my Beavis, so I call him Beavis. So if you hear me say Beavis, I'm referring to Dez. Beavis looks at Romo, and Romo's thinking that, okay, he understands what I'm saying, so he's going to break off his route. You know what Beavis does? He runs his route full speed. Bears bring a blitz. Romo has to dump it short. Charles Tillman, rather, finds it, picks it off, pick 6. That's not on Romo. That is on Beavis. Beavis' dumbass did not break off his route, which led to that pick six. Now, that's interception number one. So that's not his fault. Ladies and gentlemen, interception number one, not Romo's fault. Interception number two, Romo, they're near the red zone or in the red zone. Romo throws the ball to Kevin Ogletree. Bounces off Ogletree. Major rights there for the Oski. That's interception number two. That's not on Romo. It bounces off his receiver. Now, before I go off and talk about the other three that I know for a fact is his fault, let's talk about how everybody was going after other QBs when they throw interceptions, how they made bad decisions or they made, poor decisions. It's bad judgment. Let's look at Eli Manning when he had all those interceptions a few seasons ago, when all these passes were ricocheting off his receivers' hands and bouncing off their helmets and chest plates and all this kind of stuff. Everybody was saying it's Eli's fault. Eli was making bad decisions. He showed poor judgment. Phillip Rivers last season, interceptions galore, bouncing off his receivers, and everybody was saying it's Phillip Rivers' fault. Yet Tony Romo doesn't get that treatment. He gets coddled because a lot of these analysts and a lot of these network analysts, former NFL players who've become NFL analysts for ESPN or Fox or CBS or whatever, they're up Jerry Jones' ass because they want to make sure that Jerry Jones gives them the attention and the love and allowing them full access to everything that he has in his empire. So they don't go after Romo like they do in Eli, like they do with Phillip Rivers. If Cutler threw all those interceptions, you better believe they would be at that man's head, no matter if it's his fault or not. Matter of fact, they're at his head right now for him walking away from Mike Tice, even though later on in the game they're laughing about it. So, anyway, this is about Romo, so we're going to keep it on Romo. So we're going to talk about the three that are without a shadow of a doubt his fault. Interception number 3. Now, the Cowboys just got the ball back. DeMarcus Ware hits Jay Cutler, sack fumble, forces a fumble, boom, Cowboys get the ball back, thinking, okay, cool. They run it down the field, get some momentum going, tighter game. The very next play, Tony Romo, who is sitting here calling this a fumble, and I'll tell you why it's not a fumble. Fumbles the ball right into Lance Briggs' hands, and Lance Briggs goes track meet on this one. Like, if you watch that play, I didn't realize Lance Briggs had them burners like that. He runs it back. That's a touchdown. Now, they're saying it's a fumble recovery for a touchdown. It's a pick six. Now, if you go back last week and you watch the game that the Cowboys had against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers last week, Tony Romo gets hit and he does this motion with the ball. They rule it a fumble initially. Jason Garrett throws the red flag. Upon further review, the referees decide that because Romo made this motion, like a shovel pass, that ball is an incomplete pass. What does Romo do in that third turnover that he's saying is a fumble and that other analysts like Trent Dilfer's monkey ass is saying is a fumble? He does this motion. That's a shovel pass motion. Therefore, if it's a shovel pass, it is a pass. A pass that Lance Briggs picked off and ran back for 6. So that third interception is on him. Take your sack, take your L. Who the hell were you even throwing the ball to? If you watched him get rid of that ball, there was nobody within the vicinity of that ball that had a star on his helmet. He gave that ball to Lance Briggs. So that one is on him. 2 not on him, 1 on him. Interception number 4. 4, ladies and gentlemen. Number 4. Basically, the Bears are up comfortably. So Tony Romo goes into gunslinger mode. He channels his inner Brett Favre, which everybody knows Tony Romo looked up to and admired and looked at this man as a hero. So he definitely goes into Brett Favre Jr. mode. So he tries to hit Miles Austin on what looked like a skinny post or just a post in general. Nah, I think it was more of a skinny post because this ball was low, had a low trajectory. He tries to force it into Miles Austin, and sure enough, picked off. That interception is thoroughly on Romo. Why the hell would you try to throw a ball that low? If you're gonna try to throw a post, you're gonna throw it high, or don't even throw it in general because they already had a safety in the back that had. So basically, that corner had help. So Romo decides to try to sling it in there. You ain't got Brett Favre's arm. And even Brett Favre's arm is accountable for interceptions at that caliber. So yeah, interception number 4 is on Romo. So we got 2 that's not on him, 2 that's on him. So now let's go for the tiebreaker here, ladies and gentlemen. The tiebreaker, interception number 5. Like I said, this game is a wrap. Bears have pretty much asserted themselves. They've already peed all over the stadium, peed on the tree, basically saying that it's theirs. Hell, the Bears fans were louder in that stadium than Cowboys fans were, and this is when the game was close. This is before it became a blowout. Bears fans straight took over Cowboys Stadium. You should be ashamed of yourselves, Cowboys fans. But interception number 5. He tries to go after. Let's see, what was it? No, yeah, he tried to hit Ogletree. Tried to hit Ogletree on a deep route. Major Wright comes streaking down the side of the field, picks it off. That's double coverage, man. Come on. That 5th interception is thoroughly on Tony Romo. So of all 5 of his interceptions, yes, 5. That little is an interception. Ain't no damn fumble. All 5 of those interceptions that Romo's accounted for, 3 were his fault. 60% of those turnovers were Tony Romo's fault. Now, you Dallas fans can swear up and down all over that Tony Romo isn't getting help from his playmakers and how his teammates and his receivers aren't helping him. But these are the same receivers that he's had with him for at least 3 seasons. He's had Miles Austin and Dez Bryant on each side of his view for 3 seasons. He's had Jason Witten longer. What more does he need? How many more excuses can y'all keep making for this man? But when he's balling, when he's, balling out and throwing touchdown passes, the game against the Niners when he came back and everybody swore up and down he was Superman, and y'all wanna laud him and praise him and flex on him and saying that yeah, he is that dude, but when it's time to start throwing blame in his direction, oh no, y'all can't do that. Jerry Jones got y'all trained. Y'all trained. Romo's win-loss percentage before December is incredible. Yeah, when November rolls around, oh yeah, he's lights out. He's great. But when December rolls around, why is it that he just can't get it done? You look at the 2008 season, couldn't get it done. 2009, they finally make the postseason, gets his first playoff win. They get trampled by the Vikings. Last season, he got hurt. Or not last season, 2 seasons ago, he got hurt. Can't put that on him. That's the game. You get hurt. Last season, wasn't his fault. But guess what? He's still the quarterback. And my thing is, if all these other quarterbacks like Eli Manning and Phillip Rivers and, these high-end QBs all of a sudden get blame thrown at them when things aren't going right, why doesn't Romo get that same treatment? These analysts and these Jerry Jones ass kisses want this man to be Aikman 2.0 so bad. So bad. And I could have swore Jason Garrett was supposed to be this brainchild, this offensive guru. Isn't this why Jerry Jones threw head coaching money at him when he was offensive coordinator? Isn't this why other teams were looking at him as a head coach? Isn't this the same man that everybody jumped sides with when they betrayed Wade Phillips and laid down and quit on him and got him fired? And what's Wade Phillips doing now? Oh yeah, that's right. He's the defensive coordinator of one of the best teams in the league right now. And how is it that Wade Phillips got that defense cooking in Houston, yet they bring in the other loudmouth, who is the poor man's version of his own twin, and they ain't shit. That defense collapsed on him last year. Defense collapsed on him again. They got punched in the mouth in Seattle. They got socked out in their own house by Chicago. They got a bye week this week, and now they got to go to Baltimore after they're done. I don't know if y'all know this, but Baltimore doesn't like to lose at home. They just don't. And you're going up against a loaded team at Baltimore. This ain't Chicago where offensive line is a question. This ain't Seattle where the rookie QB is a question. No. You're going up against a complete team. And I'm kind of going off on a side tangent about the Cowboys in general because mainly this is about really how much ass people kiss of Tony Romo's when things go wrong for him, and how they try to coddle him and baby him and try to say that it's not his fault that these things are happening. As the QB, aren't you the general? Aren't you the leader? Isn't that the most decorated position in the league? Isn't that one of the highest paid positions in the league? He got rich and stopped trying, as far as I'm concerned. Because if Tom Brady had receivers that were fucking up on him, Tom Brady would jack them up. If Peyton Manning had that happen, he's jacking them up. Drew Brees, he's jacking them up. Aaron Rodgers, he's jacking them up. Tony Romo, oh shucks, we'll get him next time, guys. That team has no leader. Offensively, he's supposed to be that leader. He's supposed to be that dude, but he ain't. When things are going great, oh yeah, they were saying he's showing fire and toughness. But when things are going wrong, yeah, oh yeah, now everybody's got the shield and the wall around him to protect him from getting shit on. When it's deserved. So basically, I'm just getting sick and tired of how much coddling is done for this man. Does he have talent? Yes. Nobody throws for 4,000 plus yards if they don't. He can put up big numbers statistically. One of the highest rated QBs in the fourth quarter or something like that. But at the end of the day, when things are going wrong, when offensively you need somebody to step up, where's he at? 5 interceptions? 60% of them were on him. I don't give a damn what you say. He has as much, if not more, blame for what happened to Dallas than people are wanting to give him blame for. I'm just tired of the bias. I'm just tired of it. Because I've seen other QBs get raked on the coals big time for crappy games like the one Romo had last night. But Romo can get away with that because he's got the star on his helmet. Yet Kyle Orton came in and led that team down the field, scored 8 points in his only drive, like it was nothing. How is it that your star QB gets benched? Can't even finish the game. But it's not his fault. It never is, right? I'll be back tomorrow with my what have we learned from week 4, but that's my rant on Tony Romo. You Cowboys fans get mad at me, kick rocks, throw comments, spam my blog or whatever. But it is what it is, and you know I ain't lying. Deal with it. Peace.